Hello, welcome or welcome back. I am Alphonse and we have a guest today, my mom. And for today's lesson, I have planned a shoulder lesson to increase flexibility and mobility of the shoulders. So in the end, you will be able to reach up easier, overhead easier, but also you can imagine like when the shoulders have a tight grip on your chest, then the chest cannot breathe so freely. So when we increase mobility and flexibility of the shoulder girdle, then you will be able to breathe more easily. I mean, what a lesson. And then of course, when the shoulders move easier, it's easier to balance, it's easier to turn the head, the balance improves, the looking over the shoulder will improve, walking will improve, a lot of things. So a great lesson ahead. Just to give you a little bit of context, giving context is a popular thing nowadays. For my mom, I want to introduce you my mom's shoulders. My mom, she had a skiing accident. Which year was that? Like 2013? 2015, a skiing accident where she broke the top of her humerus, the upper arm bones. She ripped the muscles and tendons right off the other bony parts. So that healed. That was on the right side. And on the left side, she had a bicycle accident. Which year was this? Like 2016. And she broke her collarbone and her knee. And then she was climbing up the washing machine in her home. And she fell down the washing machine and she broke her elbow. And that was a big problem because it was not set. She had a good doctor, but it was not set right by the staff or something. So the bones did not heal. They didn't fuse the way they should, and thus created something we call a phantom joint. And she's not able to bend the elbow 90 degrees. Which is quite serious if you think of it. She was not able to touch her face with her left hand or the top of her head. But it improved over the years. It's improving little by little, so I'm very happy about that. So just give you a little bit of context for how much I gentleified, made this lesson more gentle. So now off to the lesson. I forgot the wrist. Yes, she also broke her wrist twice. Once by chasing a bus with her luggage, and once when she went to swim in the lake and she fell down the staircase. But in the recent years, she got more cautious. Slow down. Very good. Okay, so our shoulder lesson. Let's continue to the lesson. And the lesson will start by lying on the back. So you can do this in your bed or on a nice mat on the floor. Just make sure you have enough space to reach overhead on the floor. And okay, let's start with the lesson. We start by lying on the back. So I will explain to my mom and also to you at home. So the starting position is on the back. Just feel how your head is resting. This is like a cue for feeling what to sense and how your shoulders are resting. Just don't move, just feel how it is, how you're lying and how well you can breathe. So don't take an extra breath and just like feel how it is for now. And then with your right arm, we will start with a movement with the right arm. So slowly bring your right arm overhead just to see. So my mom used the arm out to the side. Very nice strategy to bring the arm out to the side and then up overhead and just rest the arm. See if you can rest the arm, let go. And just make an assessment how well your right arm can rest. Come up and rest. And then bring the right arm down again to a more... I mean, some people sleep with the arm overhead. For some people, it's very comfortable. And then with the left arm, try the left arm as well. The left arm overhead and see. So wow, that's a big difference for you, the left side and the right side. Because of the broken collarbone and the broken elbow and maybe how the whole body reacted to that. But don't force anything, just easily. Just make an assessment, so to speak, how well it works to bring the arm overhead, how comfortable it is, how familiar it feels like. Okay, so this is just an assessment. The head, maybe roll your head a little bit to the left and to the right, and see first how well the head rolls, but secondly how well your chest is participating. Do you feel any movement in your upper chest or in your sides when you roll the head? Do you feel you support the rolling of the head with your chest? What a question. Is the head supported by the movements of the chest? Now, we start with the lesson. So the beginning was like a little assessment, a little scan, and then which side do we use first? So with your right hand, take hold of your left hand or your left wrist. So you have the right, with your right hand you hold your left wrist, maybe somewhere where you can really hold your left hand, and then start to pull your left hand with your right hand. So the left hand is passive, the left hand is the passenger, and the right hand is the bus driver. So with your right hand, pull your left hand as a movement. So like, yes, like you would pull a chair or you would pull something. Yes, so my mom started with the hands on the belly, so that's a good starting position. And with the, yes, and really use your right arm to pull, and the left arm is like a child that does not know what the parent wants. It's not clear we should go to the left or to the right, so but the right hand is pulling the left hand to the right. So pull it over, pull with your right, yes, pull, so pull it. Yes, and then more, pull it, yes. And so when you pull your left arm, then of course the left elbow will cross midline, and maybe your head can roll. Does your head roll? Yes, because you pull your left arm. Okay, and then bring it back again. So this is our movement. With the right hand, pull the left hand. And not only on your belly, but have the left hand and your right hand in front of your chest, or maybe in front of your chin. So start with your left elbow on the floor, maybe standing, and then bring the hands up towards your chin, up towards your head. Yes, further up. But no. Yes, you don't need to do anything with your left hand. The left hand is resting and the right hand is pulling. Yes. So you pull it. So of course at home I cannot touch you, but with my mom here I can guide her. So you start here and you do this motion. You can bring the left hand, the left elbow down, and then with the right hand you pull. So you can have the focus on your left elbow if you like, and how you pull the left elbow to the right. And when that happens, then the left shoulder comes up and then the head is rolling a little bit. So of course you could do this with your legs long or with your feet standing. So this will, if your feet are standing, if the feet are standing. So maybe very smart, maybe only the left foot. So when the left foot is standing and the right hand pulls on the left shoulder, then it can roll a little bit. But our intention is just to pull, yes, to pull. And then bring it a little bit further overhead and pull and see how. So with your right arm, so you can think of your right elbow, the right elbow pulls. Yes? So yes, so focus on your right arm, the right arm is pulling, and then back again. And see if you can bring it even further overhead. How much up can you bring the arm? Further up and up until the hands are in front of your face, or maybe even until your hands are above your head. And see how far can you, yes? And it's the right elbow that pulls. Yeah, so make it like a meditation, something, a very soft movement. Bring it down, yes, you can take a break. And then also we will switch to the other side immediately. So with the left hand, grab your right wrist and start to pull your passive, this time passive, right arm with your left arm and see how it works to this side. So, and it's not so much an action of your core muscles and your chest, but it's the arm, like you like you source out your arm, the left arm is pulling your right hand, and then of course your head can roll to the left if you pull with your left hand on your right wrist. So don't do so much with your legs, mom. So so just a little bit of pulling, and with the goal of bringing the hands up and further up until the hands are above your head on the floor almost. Yes? And see, yes, and see how that changes the mechanics. The further up you come with your hands. And you can switch from one side to the other. So you can use your right hand to pull your left arm. Yes. So yes. Yes. So and now you can see, or you can already feel if you participate at home, that the whole chest is bending, is side bending, and your head is rolling. And now a difficult part, very difficult for the shoulders, arms of my mom, is to bring the hands behind the head. So only do an approximation. So imagine the hands being, so first of all you have to make a choice. Is it the right hand that pulls the left or the left that pulls the right? And see if you can imagine the arms behind the head. So lift your head off the floor, so as if your hands would be. So when your hands are behind your head, then you need to lift. So maybe your elbows can be resting on the floor and sliding on the floor. So you can imagine the movement to have the arms behind the head. So the head needs to be lifted, of course, so you can place the arms behind the head and then move the arms behind the head. While does the head roll? No, the head is, of course, has a lot of tension when it's lifted. It's like a sail on a sailing ship. And it's even for good shoulders, a little bit of a difficult movement to pull one arm behind the head, or to pull the other arm behind the head. But we don't do too much, so we can you can view the video again, we can do the movement sequence again, and we continue to the next movement. So take a rest, please. Yes, a little rest. And then stand your right foot so that your right knee is pointing towards the ceiling. And bring your left arm overhead, with the left arm up a little bit, as good as it goes. Yes, and with the right hand you can pretend to pull the left hand. So again, grab with your right hand, with your right hand you can hold your left wrist. With your right hand you can hold or just touch in this direction. Okay, and then push with your right foot against the floor to roll you have your right foot standing. Yes. And then you push against the floor, so you push with the foot against the floor, so your pelvis is rolling. Oh. Yes, so you're rolling onto your left side. So you continue the roll, so push with the right foot, so you roll, and of course you roll onto your left side like you would roll a piece of dough. Kommst du ein bisschen näher zu mir, bitte? So we can see you on the camera. Okay, so you push with your right foot against the floor to roll on, and you see you're rolling onto your left armpit actually. And you can do this with the left arm long, or with the left elbow bent, but the left arm needs to be overhead. The left arm needs to be overhead, yes? And then observe your head. So the head rolls over your left upper arm, yeah? And try to bring in the end, try to bring rest the side of your head, the left side, the left temple on the floor in front of your left upper arm. Yes? But this is almost cheating, so you have to stay on your left side. You cannot roll onto your belly. So you roll onto your side, and once you're on your side, you stop, And then it's only the head. So try to rest your head. So you can, you can rest your head behind your upper arm, so that works well, but also in front. But don't roll more than into side lying, yes? So, and to do that, you reach over with your right hand to your left wrist. With your right hand, hold your left wrist and then pull up your left wrist to the ceiling. So, and try to have the head in front. So bring the head in front. So look to the right. Yes, look to the right. Turn the head to the right and to the left. Yes, and just see what's possible. So see the possibilities in this tight movement. Yes. So it's a rolling to the left. You lengthen your left side. You shorten your right side. You press with your left side. Press against my hand. Press against the floor. With the left side, you press against the floor because you're lifting the head. Yes, and see what you can do in this situation. Can you rest your head on the floor in front? No. Can you rest it in the back? Yes, in the back, yes. You can rest it on the arm. You can rest it a little bit in front. And then with your right hand, pull on your left wrist, or maybe with your right hand, you could even touch your left elbow to try to lift it. Yes, so now your arm lifts in front of the face. But can your arm also lift behind your head in the back? No. No. So that's just a question, not an instruction. We swiftly continue to the other side. So come back onto your back. And stand your, rutsch vielleicht nochmal ein bisschen nach links, ja, dass du Platz hast, okay. And then with your left, the right leg is extended, the left foot is standing, the right arm is up, and you push with your left foot against the floor to roll onto your right side, and the right side becomes long. And if you lift the head, then of course you press with the middle of your right side against the floor. And then see if you can rest the head, so the head comes over the mountain that is formed by your right upper arm. So if you can rest your right temple on the floor in front of the right upper arm or behind, so behind works, and in front, on top or in front, okay? So play with this movement, see how it is on this side. So for my mom, this side works better. And then try to bend your right elbow, and with your left hand, pull your right hand, yes, towards the ceiling. and so this is just a general instruction. So see what is possible. Can you have the head in front of the right arm when you pull up the right elbow? If you guide the right elbow to leave the floor. Yes, and if you're a little bit more flexible, maybe your right hand can reach for your right ear or for your chin even, yes? Or for your left shoulder. See, my mom can scratch her left ear with her right hand. Yes, see? Or the right hand can come to the left shoulder blade or maybe to the spine, and see where can your right hand reach. While you roll, you can roll a little back and forth. And you will notice you can bend a little bit forwards, and you can extend a little bit backwards, and you can lift the arm and the head up to the ceiling. So you can almost, so we have back, forwards, up and down, not so much, there's the floor. But in this situation, you can make circles, and then you can also already feel how this movement affects the connection between the head and the upper chest and down to the pelvis. Yes, and then of course we work on the shoulder flexibility. Then come back onto your back. Yes, so strenuous movements. It's a lesson for very fit young people, but we adapt it. We do it a little bit freestyle. Yes, and when you rest like this, how do you feel? And do you have the feeling you can breathe more in your upper chest a little bit? Usually my mom talks a lot, but not in English so much.
Good.
Okay, so that was the first two movements. Then again, with your right hand, get hold of your left wrist and pull your left arm to the right and see how that works now. Yes, and further up and see if you can place the hands above the head or maybe even a little bit behind the head. So my mom cannot fully, or only to 90 degrees, bend her left elbow. But can you bend your left arm a little bit around your head when you pull the wrist to the right? So with the right hand you pull on the left, with your right hand you pull on the left wrist. Yes. So it comes around, yes. And try the other side with the left hand, pull the right wrist and see if you come around, and with the, see if you can touch your left, see if you can touch the left ear with your right hand or the chin. So you need to turn the face to the right or to the left to do this. So maybe it's easier when you stand the feet. Yes, so you pull with your left hand on your right wrist and see if you can bring the arms behind the head. So the head lifts. And see if you can get hold of your left cheek, left jaw, the left side of your jaw with your right hand from behind. From behind, yes? Okay, so you have this situation. Or with the left hand, pull on the right wrist and pull with the left hand, hold your right wrist and pull it to the left. Okay, and then stand your feet, stand the feet. The feet are standing, and see if you can pull so that your left elbow is pulling towards your left foot. So your left elbow is pulling towards your left foot. Yes, so it's so you lift the head. Yes, you lift the head, it's pulling around a little bit. Yes, or maybe you can target your right foot. Yes, so ideally both arms are behind the head, but it doesn't work that well. So it's an approximation, but the head needs to come off and feel that when you pull with your left hand on your right hand, that your left elbow is coming around to point at your left foot or your right pocket of your trouser or your right foot. Yes, or you can do it the other way around. When yes, with you pull with your right hand on your left wrist, and then you think of your right elbow. You think of the right elbow pulling down towards your right foot or even towards your left foot. Yes? So my mom, she's a worker. She likes to get things done. So, yeah, so this is about the abdominals, of course. It's a flexion movement. So when the head lifts, then the chin comes closer to the chest. It's a flexion, yes, and the arms might go behind the head. Yes, so it's improving bit by bit. So this was our third movement. Yes, maybe a short break, but then we swiftly move to the next variation or the next situation, or I could call it a strategy. It's the same thing, but in a different position. So please come to sit. Und rutsche ein bisschen nach hinten, so dass man mich sieht in der Kamera. Ja, vielleicht da in die Ecke. And face a little bit towards the camera. Okay, and then can you, yes, so you can sit with your legs crossed or with your feet as much as that works, with your feet somewhat in front of you. And then, of course, we continue to the same movement, which is to pull for example, with your left hand, pull on your right wrist, but try to bring the arms behind your head. It's the same movement like we did in lying down, but try to bring the arms, so don't copy me, it's just the same movement yes? So the left hand pulls on the right wrist. So start with your left hand, because fang mit der linken Hand an. Die linke Hand hält die rechte. The left hand holds the right wrist. Okay, and now the left hand pulls the right wrist, but behind the head. So try if you can bring them, yes? So now in sitting, priceless look, yes? So now in sitting it's a totally different feeling maybe, but it's exactly the same movement. Yes, so lying on the back it was like this for you. So that's how far you can bring it behind the head. So with your left hand, you pull your right wrist to the left and make this a movement. Wie wenn du sägen würdest, like a scissor movement. So with the left hand, so it's not the right hand that pulls on the left, but the left hand pulls on the right, yes? Ideally behind the head. And for this you need to lower your head. So very interesting. So you can see there's a movement in the hip joints, flexible hip joints, and there's a movement in the shoulders, but where's the movement in the upper chest? So yes, so we're getting there. And then think of your continue, yes, continue, but think of your left elbow. So think of the left elbow and see where you pull the left elbow. The left elbow is pull not to the side, but the left elbow is pulled towards your right foot or your left foot, so in front. So yes, so have the yes, so it's down. So now we have a rounding. And we started this movement, so it's not just in the neck, but it's distributed all over the chest. So that's where the chest mobility comes in. And have the arm close, have the left arm close to your midline. So you're pulling. You're pulling it down, and you make it. Yes, it's very. So it's the first time we do this, and it will get better with every time you do this video or this movement sequence. Yes, see, it's going around. It's going around. Yes, so with your left hand, with your right hand, you can almost touch your left cheek. So try to get hold of your chin. No, almost, or the left ear. And yes, so there we go. Yes, see. And then the right side becomes long and the left side shortens and there's a twist. Yes, it's very strong constraints. Okay, stop. So, quite freestyle. So my mom changed over the legs. You can do this as well. Very interesting. Now her left leg is in front of the right, or you can have the right leg in front of the left. And we will need this in a later variation. So try again, but this time, yes, maybe with the left hand pulls, or with the right hand pulls on the left one. Behind the head. So in front of the chest, of course, too easy. It needs to be behind the head. And then, yes, think of your right elbow, and the right elbow going around, yes? The right elbow going, yes, the right elbow going around, down, yes, going around, down, slowly. So focus, the journey is the goal. So you go down here, yes, or you go down here, and you have this twist in the back here, yes, so you twist here, yes, so, okay. So I don't want to help her too much because I still want to have this as a movement sequence, because I cannot guide you, I cannot touch you, and so you have to find this movement yourself. Okay, keep breathing normally, relaxed. Okay. So you can have your right leg behind you, or the left foot in front. So the left foot like you sit like this, or you could put the right leg behind, something like this, yes, and lean on your left hand. Yes, lean with the left hand on the floor, and then with the right hand get hold of your cheek, from your left cheek, or your left chin, the left side of your chin, or your left ear from behind the head. Yes, okay, so that's our starting position, and then yeah, bring the head down, bring the right elbow down to touch the floor, to move around your left knee, for example. Yes, and just see where you can go. Forwards, backwards, left, right, circles. You can paint circles on the ceiling with your elbow. See how you can move with this constraint. Ideally, when you hold your, yes, somewhere on the left side, however far you can reach around. Yes, and then you can play and see where you can see at 74. Not bad with that many injuries, my God. Yes. So a little bit freestyle. Or you could do the other side. You can do this side or switch over to the other. You can try with the left arm around the head. And try the variation first to point the left elbow. Think of your left elbow, the left elbow pointing to the ceiling. Yes, and then the right arm on the floor, and then see if you can point the left elbow further back on the ceiling. See if you can go backwards, yes, or forwards. And you think of the elbow back or the elbow forward, elbow back or forwards, or the elbow to the left or the elbow to the right, and around here, yes. Yes. Or down to the floor, and see what is available to you, what you didn't know is available to you, and what is off limits. And we don't go off limits, we stay with exploring, because there's a lot available. Maybe you can do more than you would have imagined. Maybe you didn't do such a movement for quite a while, and now, so this moves and that moves, okay. And so we're done, and then please take a rest on your back. So now that might feel like a well-deserved break. Okay, so yeah, so see, when you roll your head a little bit to the left and to the right and feel, yes, now I can even see it. Now your shoulders are moving when your head is rolling. Yes. So when your head is rolling to the right, maybe your left side becomes long and your right side becomes short, like this. Yes, and when you roll your head to the left, it moves like this. Yes, so the upper chest really moves when you roll your head. So you actually have a spine. I mean, who would have known? And the spine, it turns and twists and can move sideways, and then the chest, the ribs around it, they just follow. They follow in line with the movements of the spine, and the head is rolling. Everything works together. See, and the hip joints move, and one leg becomes longer and shorter. I mean, that's a rolling of the head, a whole body movement. Exactly. So that would be a goal for me, like a target, something I want to achieve with this lesson. The whole spine moves and the chest moves and becomes mobile and flexible. It's not just about how well you can bring your arm up overhead, but how well you can perceive how everything connects. Okay, so after this break and after this exploration, what's possible with rolling the head, our last movement, so please come to lie on your front side, on your belly. And we want to nothing different. We do the same thing, but in this position. So start with your left hand to pull on your right wrist. So, yes. Yes, so my mom is lifting the head to do this. Yes, continue. But eventually you should have the arms behind the head. So how do you build this? For example, you can even extend your left arm and just lift your just extend your right arm and lift your right arm and think of your right elbow lifting from the floor. Or you could bend your right arm to lift your right elbow away from the floor, and then use your left arm, or think of your left arm, so that doesn't come up that well, but think of this movement of bringing the, wow, so this improved, yes, so the right arm, so where can your right hand go? To your neck or in between your shoulder blades, or maybe the right hand can slide down on your right shoulder blade when you lift your right elbow off the floor, or maybe your right hand can touch your nape or your left ear. Yes, yes. And then maybe the head and the arm can go together a little bit to the left and to the right, or backwards, which means the head lifts. Yes, yes, so very unusual exploration. And or do the same thing with your left hand. See, the left arm can lift, or the left elbow can lift, and then you can assist the left arm with your right hand, so you can pull your the right hand can pull the left one, or you can just see where you can bring your left hand. Can the left hand move to the back of your head, to the top of your head, to your shoulder blades, around your head? Can the left hand get hold of your right ear, or can the left hand touch the chin on the right side? Yes, so you can do this exploration with one hand or with both hands. So with the goal of bringing your arms behind your head, or maybe even with sliding both hands to your neck and down your back. So the very flexible young yoga people, maybe they can touch their elbows together, but that's not the goal we're looking for. We're looking for the integration we just observed a minute ago when my mom was rolling her head, and her whole body started to participate and to support the movements of the head. All right, then roll back onto your back. So now she has a happy face again. And just feel how you're resting on your back. You feel how easy it is to breathe, like in your upper chest, how you can feel the space of your chest forwards and to the sides. Yes, and also roll your head a little bit to the left and to the right, and see how that movement of rolling the head can come from the upper middle of your chest, maybe. Just a very casual movement. Just a little bit, not too much. Yes, and you could also try to bring your right arm overhead and see, yes, see, wow, so that's quite a difference, yes. Or your left arm overhead, just straight overhead, and just feel how it feels like compared to the beginning of the lesson. Maybe do it one by one, Mom. So bring both arms to your side, and then just bring the left arm up and overhead, and see how it is casually, yes, what is easily available to you. Good, and then every lesson needs to end, and also this time, like most times, we come up to stand and see how it is in standing. We face the world in standing. So please roll over to a side and come up to stand. Okay, so just take a moment to feel how it is in standing, how your shoulders are resting. And you can bring your arms overhead in standing, or when you have your arms down, how it is to look to the left and to the right. Yes, see, the shoulder girdle is turning. Yes, very nice. Yes, huh? Huh? Yes, it's turning. Okay, and then take a few steps and see how you walk. Oh. Yes, and if you can turn the head when you walk, so this is always a limitation when you walk. If you can turn to the left and turn to the right and see, where's my bus, where's my luggage. Okay, so I hope this lesson was as interesting to you as it was interesting for me to teach it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.